Season finale of the PC2 GT3 League, excuse me. And in the booth today, we've got a special guest. It's not just me, finally. In the booth alongside me, we have X Breezy. How you doing, Breezy?
I'm doing very good. Hopefully my internet's doing good as well.
I hope so too. You blagged out a few times already.
Only like 4 or 5.
Yeah, just a few times. So hopefully you're here for good, and we will be able to both commentate this exciting season finale that we have in front of us. So as we look on track now, the cars are setting their outlaps now, so it's going to be well before we see an actual time on the leaderboard. So we're just going to take a minute just to chill out for a second and let the action breathe on track. As we're going to watch the guy who is second in standings of Intersport 37. It looks like he's driving the... I don't know my cars. I think that is the Renault, maybe McLaren. The McLaren, I believe. So my final answer is going to be the McLaren. I hope it's the McLaren, because if it's not, I just made a fool of myself. But we're going to call that the McLaren. So he's heading through the Schumacher S now. I think this is Schumacher. No, it's not the Schumacher. I don't know this track well. I'm about to make a fool out of myself in the commentary booth.
I don't know how to switch between drivers. Is that bad?
And I've been disconnected from the multiplayer session, so
oh no.
So here's what's going to happen, Breezy. We're going to have to say goodbye to you in case that's the issue. So we're going to have to kindly say goodbye to you. And we do appreciate the effort of you trying to help out on broadcasting, but it looks like that ping is really an issue. So, yeah, I don't know how this is going to work.
I'm still in here. You like that, right?
I did. But I've got to be there because it's on my channel.
Yes, you do.
So...
I'm going to leave this.
We apologize for the difficulties on stream. We're trying to get those settled away as quick as possible.
Alright, well, I've left, so you can try and join back. It was a fun 45 seconds. See you later, guys.
Well, thanks for helping, I guess, Breezy, but for now, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Alright, so we're going to try and join the session back and try to get everything back going. I do apologize for the difficulty. This game can be a little bit buggy with things like this, so we're going to try and get this going once again. So if you would just give me just a minute, we'll hit join here and we'll see what we can do. So we are waiting and waiting for things to happen. If you are just now joining, we were slated to have a special guest in the commentary booth tonight, but turns out his internet was laggy and he was not able to commentate. And if you are well known around here, you probably know exactly who I'm talking about. I'm talking about X Breezy. He had some internet issues and he unfortunately has left. So now it's just me in the booth, as it has been for the past 5 rounds. So I will be guiding you all through the action. I've already been disconnected once, so hopefully it lets me in here. If not, that'd be a shame. We join back for qualifying here. It's STX Cone Dodger who leads qualifying for a time being. He's on pole with a 2022. P2 belongs to Daniel. He's a second back on Cone Dodger. Intersport, the man who's fighting Cone Dodger for a championship, sitting P4 with a 2040. He's going to have to really step it up if he wants any chance to win this championship, but I really do not see that one happening. So for the time being, boys, we are still in the session, so just pray on your hands, just pray to the high heavens that we're able to stay in the session and we're able to have a fantastic race and broadcast it to all of you guys at home. So it's Cone Dodger who leads them around the who leads him around in the Bentley. He is the fastest of all drivers at the moment with a 202.2. P2 belongs to Daniel in the... What car is Daniel driving today? He's driving the Audi. He's set a 203.3. UDL damage is in the Jannetta. He's ran a 203.7. Intersport in the McLaren 204.0. It's the Cuddly Koala with a 204.4, and that looks like he's driving the BMW. And it's Rome who's driving the Renault. Flash Mexi, who is driving another BMW that does look like, and it's Racer X in the Ferrari, and SSJ's Warrior, who is in fact driving the Nissan. So we're in for a fantastic race. Don't go anywhere because we're still in the session, so we may be able to commentate this race without being kicked out. We had to unfortunately say goodbye to Breezy as his internet was affecting the runnability of the stream and all that. So we're going to go back on track, see what all these drivers can do. Here comes Intersport now. He's heading out of the final corner. I don't know if this is his flyer or not, but we're about to find out. 3 minutes remaining in the session. He's coming across the line. He was 9/10 of a second down. That wasn't his out lap. It was just a really slow lap there from Intersport 37. A guy who's not set a competitive lap yet, that is SSJZ Warrior in the Nissan. He's coming around the final corner. We know he's quick. We've seen him in WEC. He's a very fast GT driver. Coming across the line isn't enough to improve. It's 2:04.4, a pretty good lap time there from Warrior, but it still looks like that Cone Dodger still the class of the field for the time being. So some championship scenarios. Since there's 2 races, we couldn't really figure out some specific championship scenarios. But basically, if STX Cone Dodger finishes ahead of Intersport in both races, then the championship is over and it goes to Cone. Intersport needs to outscore Cone by a sizable margin to win the championship. I think it is a 9-point margin, so he's going to have to really just outdrive him if he wants to win the championship. As we excuse the black screen, that is X Breezy finally leaving the party, causing the internet issue, so we are now officially alone in the commentary booth. Also in the booth now, we have a new microphone, so I can now get loud without causing the ear rape to the fans at home, which I know is very annoying, but I get loud, I get excited. I like racing, so if they're going side by side, I'm going to throw my lungs out, as any commentator would. But now we have a good microphone, so we're going to be able to commentate loudly and show excitement now. It's still Cone Dodger who is the fastest here at the Nurburgring in the number 38 Bentley. A beautiful car there. It looks like the Renault and F1 almost. The banana car goes off grass a little bit, but he brings it back on track, and I don't think this is going to be a good lap from him. So 1.1 seconds is the gap to Daniel. We'll see if Daniel can pull anything out of the hat here in the Audi. Don't know if this is his flyer or not. Looking good for the time being. Does he hit this apex? He could have gone in a little bit deeper, but he still clipped the outside apex. He's looking good. Might have to lift through there in the rain. Not really sure. Might be very treacherous in the rain. Heading towards the chicane now. Okay, this lap definitely is down a flyer. He's 51 seconds now, so he's going to go for a flyer next time around. If he can make it back in time. He's got 24 seconds to set a flyer. Around the final corner now, and is it enough to improve? Well, I forgot what I'm saying. He's now starting his flying lap now, so we're going to watch Daniel, the man in P2. Does he have what it takes to take pole away from STX Cone Dodger? He's 3/10 ahead of Damage, who's P3 with a 203.7. A little loose there through turn 1. Keeps his foot in it. Keeps all 4 on the black stuff. He's looking good. No huge mistakes just yet. We'll see what the split is looking like as he comes across the Sector 1 timing line. Coming across the line. Is it enough for anything? And for whatever reason, we can't see the split time. I wish I could see it, but for whatever reason, I can't see it. So I do apologize for that. So we don't know if he's up or down. We have no telemetry on camera. But he's looked quick. I don't know if he's quick or not. Very good corner there, using as much track as possible, doing what he needs to do, just hitting his marks. Pushing it real hard to the Schumacher S. Really pushing hard. Looking good, no mistakes yet. Sends it in deep, rides it out to the outside apex. Now flat through here, should be at least in the rain. Now heading towards the chicane. Takes a lot of guts to take this with a lot of speed in the rain. Does he make it work? Yes, he does. He just clips both apexes. He's looking good. In the grass a little bit, that shouldn't hurt him too much, as he doesn't lose too much speed. Coming around the final corner, fans on their feet. Does Daniel have what it takes to take pole for the final sprint race of the season? Coming across the line, is it enough? And no, it is not enough. Cone Dodger will start on pole for the Nurburgring sprint race. So, to no one's surprise, we're going to get an interview with STX Cone Dodger really quick. Hey, Cone, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Sinister.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but once again, you're starting on pole. This is what, about the umpteenth time that you have done this season. So how does it feel to start on pole once again?
I don't think I've been on pole as often as you think I have, Cinny.
Well, for the races
I appreciate that you feel like I have.
For the races I've commentated, it feels like that you've been on pole for most of the time.
I don't know. I was on pole for Brands Hatch in the wet. I was on pole here in the wet, and I don't know if I was on pole anywhere else, actually.
You definitely were. It's fine. So how do you feel?
I don't know. I like it, you know. I don't know. I don't have a lot of confidence in the Bentley staying clean for a whole 20 and 40 minutes respectively. So, it'll be a challenge, even though we're starting at the sharp end of the grid.
So you're in a pretty heated championship fight with your arch rival Intersport 37. He's about 9 points back. Do you think you have what it takes to keep him behind you and to take home the title?
I think the key really is going to be, can I keep the Bentley on the black stuff and point it in the right direction for 2 races tonight. If I can do that, I like my chances. But as I was saying, Bentley's a little bit unpredictable. It's fast, but it is not the easiest car to keep pointed in the right direction in the lap.
No, it is not. Well, good luck in this very exciting championship decider in the GT3 League. Have a good race.
Thanks, Cindy. Appreciate it.
That is the pole sitter for the sprint race tonight. STX Cone Dodgers. We look at the chat. Pecan36 saying, go number 8 car. Doesn't even know who's driving the 8 car. I don't even know who's driving the 8 car, but I'm sure he's got an idea. As a matter of fact, I think Daniel is in a 9 car. Who knows? Who cares? I sure don't. We're going to turn on a track map to see what we can do here. And we already have a prediction in the chat. So Pecan says that Daniel will win the race, the sprint race that is. Cone will finish P2, and Koala will come all the way up from P6 and take home a podium. That would be very cool to witness. If you do have some predictions, go ahead and throw those into the chat, please, and I will read them aloud and tell you my thoughts on all of that. But we are getting ready to start the championship races. in the PC2 GT3 League. The inaugural season coming to an end here tonight. As STX Cone Dodger in the Bentley leads them to the chicane for the final time before these 9 drivers go full guns a-blazing around the Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit. Headlights are on. The rain is coming down. It's a gloomy, treacherous day here at the Nurburgring. We're about ready to get the sprint race going. We're green. Let's go. And it's a great start from STX Cone Dodger. Daniel slots in at P2. They're side by side for P3. Look at the Nissan. The Nissan on the left side of your screen. It's 3 wide for P3. SS Warrior's going to look for P3, maybe P2. Contact. Daniel gets spun around. Not spun around, but he's forced wide by the Nissan of Warrior. Cone Dodger skips away, and P2, it's Daniel. He keeps P2. P3's UDL damage. P4 belongs to Warrior. P5's Intersport. He's dropped down a spot. That's not what he wants to happen. He's fighting for the championship here tonight. P6 belongs to Rome. 7th, Flash Mexi. 8th is Racer X, and then 9th is the Cuddly Koala. What's happened to Koala? I'm not sure, but for the time being, it's Cone Dodger doing what he needs to do and leading this race if he wants to win this championship. P2 is Daniel. P3 UDL damage. P4 is Warrior, but he's under attack from the man who wants this championship more than anyone. The owner of the league itself, Intersport 37. He wants this championship. That's the reason he made the league. He made this league to dominate, but Cone Dodger has just stuck one to him. He looks to the inside of Warrior. He can't make the move stick just yet, but he looks like he's going to get a better exit. Can he get the better run on him? I don't think so. Heading into the Schumacher S. Single file for the time being. I do not expect that the last much longer. Intersport spins it. He gets too much curve and he's spun around. The McLaren's off. That is very unfortunate for Intersport 37. I don't know if that's the end of the championship or not. If he can find a few spots, I think he's still in it. But I'm not really sure. Very unfortunate there for Intersport 37. His championship hopes in the dirt. Wow! What an incredible first lap. So Cone Dodger now will come across the line. He's going to lead the first lap of the sprint race. He's got Daniel behind him. Then behind all of them is UDL damage in the Ginetta. P4 belongs to Warrior. He's under pressure from Rome in the Renault. We know how aggressive Rome is. He got a double podium last time out in Spa. A man who's usually not fighting for podiums. He got 2 of them last time out. So we know he's going to be hungry for another podium to see if he can get more consistent points finishes and try and get as high up in the standings as possible. So now we look to the front of the field. It looks like Daniel is trying to gain on the Bentley. As Cone said himself in the interview, the Bentley apparently it likes to fall off after a few laps. So it looks like Daniel has more pace and he might be able to get past the Bentley. We don't know. The battle for P4 at the moment. We're going to try and keep an eye on both battles. At Intersport now, trying to gain back ground on the rest of the field. Flash Mexi and the other BMW. But the battle for the lead seems to be the best battle on track, as Daniel seems to have more speed than the Bentley. Does Daniel have what it takes to make an overtake here in the upcoming corners? And if you're in the chat, I got loud a while ago, so if you could tell me how the microphone handled the loudness, that'd be great. I'm trying to test it as much as possible, so I screamed a little bit in the first 2 laps, so please tell me how that went. Thank you. So it's Cone Dodger in the Bentley, leading from Daniel in the Audi. It's a fantastic battle for P1 at the moment. Daniel's right there. He's not going away. Heading around the final corner now. who's going to get the better exit speed. Looked like a better line there from Daniel. He's closing the gap ever so slightly. He's going to have a tow from the Bentley. Can he find a way past? He was a good bit faster that time around. He peeps to the outside, try and get something going. Does he try and break later and try and make the move around him? And looks interesting line there from the Bentley. Daniels has gotten the better exit. He's right on the diffuser of that Bentley. Daniel cuts to the inside. Does he have what it takes to make a move? Not just yet. He's going to have to wait just a little bit before he makes the move. But he got a great exit out there as well. They're still battling their hearts out for P1. To the inside now. This might be his chance to make a move. No, he's going to have to hold on for once again a few more corners as the Bentley just, and I mean just, hangs on to P1 from Daniel. Looks like a good battle for P3 at the moment as Warrior and Rome's catching up. 2 UDL damage for P3, but the battle for a lead, I'm sure, is what everyone wants to see for the time being. As Daniel just is not going away, not leaving the Bentley alone. He's got more speed, and it's very evident that the Audi has more speed than the Bentley. He just has to find a way past somewhere. Like a better line from the Bentley that time around. Heading towards the chicane now for the third time tonight. We'll see who is the fastest car on the track this time by as they come across the line. It's looked like Cone Dodgers actually has pulled the gap a little bit, almost over a second now, but I'm sure Daniel will not be having that for much longer as he'll try and find some speed on the Bentley, as we know that the Bentley starts to fall off after a few laps. Coming across the line, it does look like Cone Dodger was faster that time by about a half a second. Not that huge of a margin, but definitely enough to make a difference. Interesting line there from the Bentley. Looks like Daniel once again has taken the optimal line. He's gained a little bit, maybe a tenth or so. And Cone Dodger, of course, is coming off of a rough weekend from Spa after the sprint race. Essentially spinning from the lead and giving the sprint race win to Intersport. And then in the feature race, I don't know if y'all were there for the feature race or not, but if you were, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He might have had a chance to win the feature race, but he came into the pits and he missed. And he ended up was parked on the pit entry and couldn't get his car turned around because he was wedged in between the walls. So that was an unfortunate circumstance there for Cone. So he's on a redemption tour for the time being here at the Nurburgring. So he is taking no hostages. He's going for it. Pretty good battle for P4 here. It's Warrior who's trying to hold off Rome. Rome looks to the inside to try and peep his breaking point, maybe. That's a tactic that our good friend Snipper Pig uses in the F1 League. He pops to the outside a little bit to spy his breaking point, and people always think that he's making overtakes, or they get scared and take a horrible line, and Snipper just gets the better speed. It's a horrible tactic. It's a very scummy tactic, but hey, it worked, so why not? Warrior now right on the back end of the Ginetta of UDL damage. Now, the last time out in Spa, we saw one of the most fantastic races for the final step on the podium in league racing history, as we could see that here today. The Nissan looks to the outside of the Ginetta. Does he have the braking power to make it stick around the outside? Not a great line there for the Nissan, but he looks like he's going to get the better exit speed. They're still side by side, heading into turn 2. Does he have what it takes? Yes, easy. The Nissan makes the move stick, but it looks like the Ginetta got a better exit. Can he send one into turn 4 now? No, he's going to have to hold back. So Warrior moving its way up to P3 in the Nissan. So it's Warrior now on the final step of the podium. Then from Warrior, it's Damage now on P4. Rome's looking for P4 on Damage as well. Intersport now has fought his way up through two positions now. So he's back up to P7. Each point matters for Intersport. These three, even though the Warrior seems to be the fastest guy of these three cars, that he's just struggling to pull away for the time being. So we could have a fantastic battle here for P3. Now once again, it does look like Cone may be the class of the field, as he usually is. We've got a message saying, "What happened while I was gone? I don't know. I don't know when you left." But if you can tell me what the last thing you saw was, I might can help you out. Because there's been some stuff that's happened, but I don't know if you've seen it already. So Rome now peeps to the inside once again. Pulling the snipper tactic and Damage goes. He misses the turn and he has to take the escape road. He's going to lose a spot to Rome. He's in the tail end of this pack now. He's now under pressure from Racer X and the Ferrari. And he missed the entire race so far. Well, basically, so Intersport, the championship contender, he spun. He's out of it. Damage got passed for P3, and you just saw he went wide as can be and lost another spot. That's all that you've missed so far. I know I say that's all as if it's been a boring race, but let me tell you, my friend, it's been everything but boring. So Rome now trying to catch the Nissan of Warrior. I'm going to stop trying to say the letters before his name because tongue twister. So we're just going to stick to calling him a Warrior for the time being. I think that's better for everyone who's watching at home. Well, I don't sound like I'm having a stroke on live feed. Gap now from Cone to Daniel now, 2.2 seconds is the gap. Where's Koala? Koala's running a solid P8 at the moment. I think he had a little bit of a snaggle on lap 1 once again, as he always does. Speaking of snaggles, Flash Mexi's really had a snaggle. I just saw he's way off the pack. But class of the field for the time being, Cone and Daniel, but it looks like Cone's got the upper end on all of them. As that gap just closed drastically. So we're going to see what happened to Cone here. I don't think anything drastic happened. I think he just missed a little bit, and Daniel was able to gain back, and now that gap's starting to go back to what it was. Maybe he just took a corner and I missed it. But Intersport now P6 ahead of Racer X. Intersport is on the charge. He wants as many positions as possible because he wants the championship. He wants the title away from Cone Dodger. These two have been in a fierce battle every single race this year. They did it at Monza. They did it at Brands Hatch. They did it at Catalunya. They did it at Algarve. They didn't race at Catalunya. What am I saying? They did it at Imola. They've done it everywhere we've raced. These two never fail to put on a show. But now looking to the inside, he wants the spot from Damage, and he makes the move, stick to the final corner. But here comes Racer X on the inside of UDL Damage. What can Racer X do? Making a move on his steward from the Formula 1 league. Going to try and stick one of Damage here, and he does. He clears them before they even hit the corner. What a move from Racer X. As UDL Damage now falling to the field like a sack of potatoes. I've never seen anything like this. He was all the way up in P3, and now he's just continuing to lose spots. Ooh, big tire skid from someone back in the back. I don't know if it picked up on stream or not, but it was pretty bad. As the Cully Koala looks for a move on Damage, but he doesn't make it. And it looks like the BMW is struggling a little bit, as those tires are squealing through just about every corner. Deep braking zone here. We're going to see if it does it again. Turns in sharp. No, not that time around. So good battle here for P6. Damage is not going away from Racer. Let me tell you, he wants P6. He might look for it now. Looks at the outside. There's not room there. Heading into the... Oh, he shoved him! He shoved him off the track! And Racer X is in the dirt. So is damaged a little bit. The Cuddly Koala makes a double overtake because of the two misfortunes ahead of him. What a opportunistic time there for the Cuddly Koala. 2 spots in 1 corner. He didn't really make an overtake. He didn't really have to do anything, but yes, 2 spots in 1 corner there for the Cuddly Koala. Now this is some fantastic racing between Racer and UTL Damage. They may be in P7 and P8, but they're battling for glory, that's for sure. Bragging rights is most definitely in play here. Once again, the BMW squealing the tires. Just can't seem to not squeal the tires, it seems like. Every single corner. I don't know if you heard that again, but looks like a... Now, back to P7 now. Looks like a better exit there for the Janetta of a UDL Damage. As this race has been so good that time has completely slipped up on me. We're 4.5 minutes away from the sprint race conclusion, and going curb hopping there is the Ferrari of Racer X. Interesting line there for the Ferrari. As Intersport now has gotten past the Cuddly Koala. I completely missed that. I do apologize, but the McLaren is absolutely flying, and I cannot stress that one enough. But now Racer X now looking for the move on the Cuddly Koala. He's not going to be able to make a move just yet. These three were going to heated battle. Going wide is the BMW. He shoves Racer a little bit wide. They're side by side. Could they go 3 wide? Where does Damage go? Does he look to the middle or does he look to the inside? Damage going to have to hold on for the time being. He goes side by side with Koala to the corner. Racer X, he skips away from this battle. And as soon as Koala makes a double overtake, those two drivers get him right back. And Koala back down to P8. As now he's right onto the diffuser of UDL Damage. He might look for the move. He dives to the inside. Does he make it work? Does he brake later? Contact! Contact is made. He spins the Janetta around. But he corrects him. And as the sportsman would do, he lets him go because he knew he messed up. He knew he went for an ambitious move. And he let Damage go back. So Intersport now has gotten around Rome. And Intersport is looking really quick here. Very, very quick times there from Intersport. But once again, it looks like Cone is the class of the field. But that won't matter as it comes to the feature race. They'll have to maneuver their way through a lot of stuff from the feature. 2 3/4 left here in the sprint race. Intersport now holds off Rome, but we're going to go back to the battle of the day. Koala to the outside of UDL Damage. Can he make the move? Stick in turn 1. A little loose there for the Janetta. The BMW capitalizes, and the BMW finds his way back into P7 as Racer skips away. He might have P6 comfortably here. Going a little bit wide. Tires squealing again on the BMW. So Intersport now seems to have gotten passed by Rome again, but now he looks to the outside of Rome. Now we know he's been slicing his way through the field this entire race after an incident a while ago after taking too much curb and spinning. We know the speed that McLaren's got, but does he have enough time to make up these places and stay in the championship fight for the feature race? Now I don't know these scenarios off the top of my head, but I don't know if this is enough for him to stay in the championship fight as they're now side by side hanging into the chicane. This might not work, and it's an easy move there for Intersport. I don't know what I'm going on about. Rome looking a little bit loose there, but he keeps his foot to it, and he stays on track. But back to the battle of the day. Koala going really wide. Can damage capitalize? Is he close enough to capitalize, that is? No, not really. But Intersport now. Going to try and gap. Try and catch up to War if he has enough time. If I had to take a gander, I don't think he has enough time. I don't think 4 seconds is enough. I don't think 4 seconds is small enough to try to close it down. Final lap now. STX Cone Dodger. A dominating performance once again in the sprint race this evening. He started on pole. He's led every lap. He came and did what he had to do. He had a great race with Daniel for a few laps, but then he just started to skip away and show the pace he had. But Intersport now in P4. Not sure if this is enough to keep him in the hunt. It should be enough to keep him in the hunt. So we're going to assume it's going to keep him in the hunt. He was 9 points back now. So after this, it's going to hurt him. It's definitely going to hurt. But I think if he manages to win and Cone finishes last or something, then I do think he'll be able to take on the title. So back to the front of the field. STX Cone Dodger. Another dominating drive. Another day, another fantastic drive from STX Cone Dodger. We've seen this time and time again. At least I have. It feels like I have. As he leads the field through Sector 2 now. And this Sector 2 is a very long Sector 2, I must say. It doesn't end until you get right before the chicane. But, yeah. Looks like 4 seconds till a gap from Intersport to Warrior. Heading to the chicane for the final time today. Time is officially expired. It's a fantastic drive from Colin. I wouldn't have expected anything else. Coming around the final corner, fans on their feet, fans cheering. Fantastic drive from the points leader, coming across the line and win the sprint race. It's Cone Dodger who wins. It's going to be Daniel who takes home P2. Coming across the line for P3, it's going to be Warrior. And yes, indeed, Warrior will come home P3. It's going to be P4 for Intersport. That should keep him in the championship fight. It's going to be P5 for Rome. P6 for Racer X, unless he absolutely bottles it here, as he will not. He's going to come across the line to take home P6. P7 will belong to the cuddly Marsupial, and then P8 belongs to EDL Damage and way back in the pack. Flash Mexi, who will come home P9. So, fantastic sprint race here today. Lots of action throughout into the field, and now the obvious debriefing we always have, just a bunch of people running into each other to have fun, because it's a video game, and that's what these drivers do. They get bored, they hit each other. It's as simple as that. But yes, fantastic race there. Daniel actually setting the fastest lap of the race. So Daniel's got the pace. He just needs to do it lap after lap. So we're going to get some interviews before we start the feature race, which will be in a few minutes. So, a second, and we'll get these two. We'll talk to the race winner first, and then we'll go to Intersport. Hey, Cone, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Cindy.
Yep, a fantastic drive. Once again, you dominated the entire race. You led every lap. You started on pole, and you did what you had to do. So how are you feeling heading into the 40-minute feature where you're starting from the rear?
Well, I'm very worried because the Bentley was starting to get very twitchy towards the end of that race, which means I've got about half of the next race to drive a car in that shape. So I still think it's up in the air for Jeff and I, since the second race is going to be double points. So I definitely gave myself as much of a cushion and breathing room as I could, but I don't think it's a done deal by any means.
Well, not me either, but yes, you definitely did what you had to do to make sure that you come home with this title. So yes, a fantastic drive again there, Cone. So have a good feature.
Yeah, thank you.
That was current points leader and sprint race winner, STX Cone Dodger. Now we're going to go to Intersport and see what he has to say.
Race. So, I don't
Hey,
think...
Intersport, you got Goppy?
Hey, Sinister, are you there?
Yes, I am. An okay sprint race for you. You had an incident on lap 1. You got too much curb. It looked like it spun the car around. But, so now you finished P4 in that race, but Cone has expanded his championship gaps. Oh, do you think you have what it takes to claw back from such a deficit?
I don't know. I just, I gotta win. And, hope that Cone hits some bad luck. Otherwise, I don't have a chance. I'm gonna push as hard as I can. I think the car's pretty good. It's pretty loose, so it's kind of a handful at the end of that race. But I got a couple ideas to fix that. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But it's not all under my control. I need some bad luck to hit Cone, and that doesn't seem to happen too often.
Indeed,
so we'll see.
It doesn't, as he once again had a dominating sprint race performance. Well, so you're getting ready to go for 40 minutes with the mandatory pit stop for the championship, the final race of the season. Thanks for talking to us, and good luck.
Hey, thanks, Sinister.
That was the man who finished P2 today. That would be Intersport 37, as he had a pretty abysmal sprint race, so he's going to have to claw back, and as he said, he's going to have to win this race, and Cone Dodger have some horrible luck if he wants to bring home the title today. But, gentlemen, I just do not see that happening. So for a while, we're going to take us a short break, and we will come back for the feature race. If you're watching on replay and after this has been posted, then feel free to skip ahead to the feature race. And if you're watching live, now's a great time to go use the bathroom and go grab a snack and get comfortable and grab some popcorn, because it's going to be a bunch of fireworks in the feature race. So you do not want to miss that 40-minute race, which has a mandatory pit stop. So for the time being, I don't know what to say because I'm not leaving, so I can't say goodnight. But for the time being, sit tight. I don't know. But yeah, stay here, and we will get back going soon. Excuse me. We are getting ready to go back racing here from the Nurburgring. As the countdown ticks down, we go to the loading screen for the final time this season. Expect drama. Expect fireworks. Expect some good hard racing from all 9 of these drivers out here. Still loading, still waiting to get into this race. As the cars are on the grid, they'll have to do their manual formation lap to get the grid lined up for this race, because Cone Dodger will be starting from the rear of the field, as that's where he already is. Surprisingly. Flash Mix, he's starting on pole, so that's actually in place somewhat. Not too out of order here. We are getting ready to go soon. Predictions. I don't have Cone Dodger winning. He may be. I know he's right at class of the field, but he's starting from the rear. It's going to be hard for him. I've got Intersport winning. I've got Intersport winning. He's going to start around mid pack, probably where he wants to. I think he's going to fight his way to the field. Quickly, as we saw in the sprint race. P2, I believe, will belong to the Cuddly Koala. I think he'll find some speed. And P3, I think, will go... I don't even know. And P3 will go to Rome. We're going to say P3 will belong to Rome, as we know how good he is to scoop up those podiums. The final formation lap of the season begins now. So we'll go through the starting grid as everyone gets to where they're supposed to be. So now I do think everyone is in the right spot, so we're going to go through the starting grid for the final time this season. Row 1. Flash Mexi will lead him to the green flag as he finished last in the sprint race. He gets the privilege of leading him to the green in the feature race. P2, UDL Damage. He finished second to last. He's starting in P2 for this race. You get the point at this point. Row 2 belongs to the Cuddly Koala and Racer X. Row 3 is Rome, the man who got 2 podiums in Spa. And Intersport 37, who is looking to keep his championship hopes alive with a win here today. And then on the final row of the grid, not the final row, on the second to last row of the grid, it's Daniel and STX Cone Dodger. And we know, nope, they just switched. Nope, where's Warrior going? Okay, they just threw me for a loop. Second to last row of the grid, it's going to be Warrior, and then it's going to be Daniel, and then in rounding out the field, since he won the sprint race, the points leader and championship leader, STX Cone Dodger. And Impulse saying, let's see some chaos. You don't have to worry. We're going to get some chaos. And if we don't get chaos, feel free to sue me. Don't actually. Please, don't sue me. I take that back. Well, here we go. Heading to the final corner now. It's been a hell of a season. It's been a hell of a time. 6 rounds just like that. We're green. The final time this season. It looks like a good start for the Lamborghini. I'll take that back. They cuddling Koala to the inside. 3 wide for the race lead. What can Koala do? It looks like he's got his nose in front. Koala to the inside. 4 wide for the race lead. Koala goes to the race lead. And then Splash Maxi P2. Contact! Damage is going to look to the outside. But Flash Maxi moves his way, is moved down to P3. Racer X up to P2, still side by side. Contact! Racer X is shoved outside. The Cuddly Koala now, skipping away from the field. Roman Flash Maxi side by side from P2. Whoa! And then in P4, it's Intersport. He's done what he has to do. He's made position himself off the start. He did exactly what he has to do. He's going to keep on making places. What an incredible start to this race. It's only going to go up from here. Get ready, boys. Oh, me. And my voice is already hoarse trying to commentate over all that action. Oh my. So the Bentley of STX Cone Dodger still in the back. Take that back. EDL damage is not an incident. But Cone still in the rear of the field. Not where he wants to be. Intersport has found his way past Rome. He's done what he needs to do. He's fighting. He knows Cone's still in the back. He's probably just talking to him over chat right now. He knows he's still in the back. He knows he's might be in the lead of this championship. So now Cone knows he's got to get a move on. He's got the fastest car here today. He knows he's got to get past Warrior. He knows he's got to get past Daniel. He knows he's got to get past everyone if he wants to keep a hold of this championship lead. So leading the first lap, it's not over yet. Heading to the chicane. Now they're side by side for P2. Looking to the inside. Intersport. Can he make it stick? Yes, he does. Around the outside. Intersport on the chicane. Can he make it stick heading to the final corner? No. He's side by side with Rome now. He might have lost a spot rather than gained a spot. Intersport going to try and carry more speed around the outside. Can he make that work? Better exit speed, maybe. Going to try and get a tow for the Lamborghini. But I don't know if he's going to be able to hang on to P3 or not. Heading into turn 1 now. Intersport wants to hold P3 from Rome. He has to if he wants to try and win this championship. Racer X now around the outside. Intersport looks into the middle. Looks in the middle of those two. Flash Maxi went wide. He got a horrible exit. Intersport's looking for P2. Now Intersport to the inside of Flash Maxi. Intersport down now on the outside. He's shoved off a little bit. He gets back on track. They're still side by side. This is a championship battle, folks. Intersport's not giving it up. He's cleared it for second. Intersport has moved his way up to P2. He's trying to chase down the Cuddly Koala. Going wide a little bit's Rome. He's side by side with Flash Maxi for P4. This is incredible. Racer X now looking for a move on Rome. What can he do? Rome looking to the outside of Flash Maxi. And he goes wide. He goes wide, so does the Audi. Daniel's also wide. 2 drivers gone wide. Cone's up to P6. Up to P6. Daniel's going to shut him off a little bit. And he might... Cone's just getting stuck to him. These two are battling in a sprint race. Daniel wants to assert his dominance over the Bentley driver. This is incredible. Koala skipping away from the field. Don't know if he's gone just yet. There's an incident. Daniel's getting a little loose. Warrior's going to look around the outside. Can he make it work? No. It's a little late. Racer X into the podium positions. What a race from Racer. Now Cone, now on the diffuser of Racer X. Does he go for the move through chicane? He brakes later. He's got the better car, I do believe. Cone's up to P3. That's not what Intersport wanted to happen at all. But remember, there is a mandatory pit stop, and anything can and will happen. Koala may be gone. As a matter of fact, I don't think he is gone. I don't think this race is far from over for the race lead. Rome now looking to the inside of Racer X for the final for P4. And Racer goes wide. Make sure he gives Rome room, and Rome's going to make the move stick. Can Racer get the better exit? Can he try and maximize on the line and get a better exit? I don't think so. I think Rome's going to hold on to P4. Excuse me, for the time being. He goes wide a little bit. Racer's going to look to the inside. He's not going to give it up. To the outside line now. Racer X trying to get the better exit. He might lose a spot to Daniel. Daniel's got a lot of exit speed. Racer shoves off the Audi. He races the Audi horribly, and he shoves him off track a little bit. And he gets loose, and he's still side by side with Daniels. Contact still being made between the two of them. Wow! This is some incredible racing here today, folks. And now Daniel looking for P4 on Rome. He makes the move stick. Daniel's on a charge, heading for the Schumacher S now. Intersport's closed that gap up for P1 drastically. Intersport needs to win this race, and Cone must finish a lot lower than where he is now. They're side by side for P4 though. Rome on the outside, Daniel on the inside. Rome gets hit a little bit. Now Racer is going to try to capitalize for P4 here. I mean P5, excuse me. I'm getting my positions all mixed up. Oh my goodness. This is absolutely incredible racing here today. And now Racer X going to go ahead and make his mandatory pit stop this evening, excuse me. And Racer X making the pit stop now. Making a strategy call. Now he's going to let Daniel and Rome battle that on track. These two very close in pace. Rome, of course, I've said this a lot, coming off of a double podium from Spa. He's in form at the moment. He's really going for it. He knows he's got speed. He's got the confidence boost. He probably has the most confidence of anyone on the grid so far, except for Cone. As we look now to the front of the field, if you take a good look there, Intersport 37 has really closed the gap on the Cully Marsupial. So this is incredible stuff. Intersport still closing the gap. He seems to have more speed. Is he faster than Cone though? If he gets past Koala, can he check out from Cone? Intersport not going away as they head through the flat right-hander and these treacherous conditions. It's going to be hard, even though it's easy flat. It's going to be sketchy. Heading to the chicane for the fourth time today. Who got the better exit that time by? Delta starts to go up. Now it starts to head down. Think Intersport may have gotten the better exit. Does he brake later? Does he gain more time to the final corner? Intersport is flying out there. He's about 3 seconds a lap faster than the Cully Koala. 2 seconds faster that time by. He may definitely look for a move here this lap. peeps a little bit in turn 1, but he doesn't make the move just yet. But he might do it. He gets the better exit. He drives it in deep. Intersport 37's going to take the lead of the Nurburgring feature race here today. He's done what he has to do. Now he needs to hope for some bad luck to be thrown in the Cone Dodger's direction if he wants to take home the title. He needs some bad luck to happen to Cone if he wants to take home the GT3 League Championship. Intersport now will begin to skip away from the pack. We'll try to skip away as much as he can. Keep back in the pack. It's Racer and Warrior. It bows it out for P7. I don't know if that just happened before me. I thought Racer was behind Warrior. I might have just missed a key overtake there, and I just missed it. But, no, I'm having a moment, boys. I'm sorry. I think Racer was ahead. We're going to hope the Racer was ahead and didn't call fantastic overtake. But now Warrior and the Nissan getting the better exit speed. Looking to the inside of Racer X. They're side by side for P7. It may just be for P7, but they're still battling for glory. Around the outside, does Warrior have what it takes to make the move? Contact between the two of them. They get loose. They get each other a little bit loose, and now Warrior will take P7 away from Racer X. He's going to try and skip away and catch up the Flash Mexi, but those two still have to pit, and the Kelly Koala making his mandatory pit stop now. Cone Dodger now, P2. He's going to skip past. So is Daniel. So is Rome. So is almost the entire pack. Where will he come out related to Warrior, Racer, and Damage? That's the people he needs to worry about right now. He comes in, makes the stop. He's away. Does he come out ahead of Damage and Racer and the likes of Warrior? I think it's going to be easy. They're heading to the final corner now. It's going to be closer than we think, maybe. Coming to the exit now. And yes, he's going to be far, far ahead of those guys. Looking through the pack now. Intersport leading. Cone Dodger P2. Daniel P3. Rome sits P4. Flash Mexi in a P5. P6 belongs to the Kelly Koala. He's in a net second place if he doesn't lose time. P7 belongs to Warrior. P8 belongs to Racer X, and P9 belongs to EDL Damage. So it looks as if we've hit one of those dreaded times during the race. We've reached the dry period. We haven't had one of these in a while. By no means has this race been boring, but we just haven't had a dry period. So now's the perfect time for you guys in the chat to just say what you think of this race so far, for me to talk to the chat for a while as we wait for some action on track and I have to go back to screaming again. So just leave a comment, just saying like how you think this race is going and how you think this race will turn out. I guess this is also a good time to just plug my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe and to turn on the notifications, because I will be commentating over some league races like this for the foreseeable future. There should be another league after this one starting up. Cars have not been decided yet. It's been rumored to be Formula C. But what do I know? And Daniel in the back there destroying some cones. Didn't do anything to him, but he just got bored and decided to commit some conocide. Don't think Cone Dodger's going to be too happy. A little wide there for Intersport. A comment we have here from Econ. He says to bring back Malaysia and do the classic tracks like Monza, Silverstone in 2000, no Monaco and the NEGT. I believe he's talking about a F1 game. That would be very cool to see. I would love to drive an F1 car around Indy. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And we just hope it's not like 2006 all over again. Was it 06 or 07 where they had the tire war and all that fun stuff where the people in the Michelins would die or something like that? I don't know. I think it was 06 though, where they had a Jordan on the podium and all that fun stuff. I'm not sure though. But it looks like we got a warning sign. We've got a battle. I do believe we have a battle as this Damage chasing down the Ferrari of Racer X. This is the best battle we have on track. And it's for the final position. So it's the 35 chasing down the 53 for the final position. I'd be livid paying for that law. Yes, I would be too. As a matter of fact, I don't know the full story behind that, but I don't know if they got refunds or anything for that. If they didn't, then that's absolutely disgusting. They saw that for that much money, because F1 races are not cheap at all. And now Damage gets the better exit to the outside of Racer X. Now the exit of the chicane, heading to the final corner now. Damage looks to have the better exit. He'll have to tuck in, but he might get a better run onto the pit straight. Out the blue car is Damage. Red car Racer X to the inside. He might look here. Does he look inside? Does he look high? Where does Damage go? The Ferrari, I think, has got more straight line speed than that Ginetta. What does the Ginetta do? Does he dive it in deep? Racer takes an interesting line, but Damage takes an even more interesting line, as he's going to have to settle for P9 once again. Now, in other news, Intersport is faster than Cone Dodger. So what needs to happen? Cone needs to be struck with bad luck. He needs to... we saw it happen in Spa. He might do it again here at the Nurburgring if Intersport's lucky. But, yeah, last time around, Intersport was indeed faster than Cone Dodger. Looking for a good run here is the Ginetta of Damage to the inside. A little bit of contact being made side by side, door banging through the corner. And that's not going to go over too well with those two, I don't believe. They're probably screaming at each other in the driver's chat right now. But Racer X cuts the corner a little bit, and he holds on to P8. And now Daniel makes his mandatory pit stop. He's going to give up P3. So does Rome. He does the same. To the inside. UDL Damage. Does he make the move stick? I don't think he will. Racer seems to have more speed. Who's got the better line through here? It's going to be Racer. He's going to end up and clear the 35 Ginetta. But the Ginetta's not going away. He got the better exit, I do believe. Does he look low? Does he look high? Hanging to the chicane. Does he go for a move now? Does he wait? Does he do it? He looks to the inside. He breaks late. And surprisingly, there's no contact made. I think Racer just missed the corner, but around the outside, UDL Damage is going to make the move stick. Good move there from UDL Damage. I don't know if there was contact or not. I couldn't tell, but from my view, I don't think there was. So just a good, clean pass there from UDL Damage. And now Racer, I do believe, flashing his headlights in disgust, as he didn't like it. Maybe there was contact, or there wasn't. But now Damage goes wide, so does Racer. And it looks like Flash Mexi's come out right ahead of them, the pole sitter. But now we've got another battle in our hands. It's Daniel and SSJ. I don't want to say. Daniel and Warrior now battling for P4. That, what am I saying? No, it's not. That's the... It's Daniel and the Cully Koala battling for the final step on the podium. I'm having a rough night, boys. I'm sorry. But yeah, final step on the podium here is the battle with the Cully Koala and Daniel. We've had some great battles for the final step on the podium for the past 17 races, it feels like. We haven't had 17 races this season. But there's always a fantastic battle for P3, no matter where we are. And as a good friend of ours in the chat was referring to, there is the number 8 car. I'm sure he's cheering for Daniel. He wants Daniel to stand on the final step of the podium. So now, everyone has made their stop, except for the 2 championship contenders. Everyone else has stopped, except for the 2 who are fighting for the championship. Cone Dodger and Intersport still out on track, yet to make their stop. But we've got a good battle here for P3, it looks like. It's a good exit there from Daniel. He's going to be right on the back end of the Cully Koala now. Does he look for the move, or does he not look for the move? Does he try and tuck in for a few more corners? He looks high. Warrior looks low. Warrior's going to try and outbrake the Audi. Can Warrior outbrake him? Yes, he does, and Warrior's going to make the move, and he might get Koala here. Koala does, in fact, get the better exit, so he's going to hang on to P3, but they're side by side for P4. Daniel's got the inside. Daniel's got the preferred line, but I think Warrior's got more speed. But Daniel will take P4 back as he's going to try and chase down the Cully Koala for P3. Now Daniel looking for P3 around the outside. Does he have the better exit speed? And yes, he does. Daniel takes the final step of the podium for the time being. One thing to remember, when Intersport and come in the pit, where will they come out? That's the big question. We don't know where they will come out. Now them pitting this lap. But Daniel now starting to skip away from this battle for P3. We're about halfway through the final race of the season. Daniel leads his train of 3 around. He holds P3. Warrior now looking for P4 on his good friend Koala. Daniel takes a Y line. Koala's going to send it in deep, and there's contact. He gets the Audi very loose. Don't know if that was a lag bump or not, but that looked just like horrible braking there from the Cully Koala, and he got into the back of the Audi. Don't know how kindly Daniel's going to take to that. If you look in the back of your screen, Rome now catching back up to this battle for P3. And where is Daniel going? He goes off track into the grass, but they're side by side for P4. Stop saying that. Around the outside, Warrior, can he make the move stick? He's got the better line, I do believe. Actually, that belongs to Koala. They're still side by side. Better exit speed, maybe, for Warrior. And yes, he makes the move stick. Put Warrior down for P4. Fantastic racing still throughout the pack. Warrior made the move on down. We've had a disconnect. We've had a disconnect. Who's left? Someone's left, and it was the Janetta of Damage. The Janetta is left. Damage is out of the race. He's caught it quits, which could be important for the points. So, say if something happens to Cone and he quits, that's still one spot ahead of where he would have finished. So it may not look important, but if something does happen, that could be the difference between a championship and no championship. And the black screen you see on your screen is UDL Damage leaving the party. So, I don't know if that was a disconnect or what, but I think it may have been a disconnect. Or he just got mad and decided to call it a day. I'm not really sure. No one's really sure. But all I know, Intersport's faster than Cone. And the gap now is 5 seconds. He was about 1.5 seconds faster that time around. 50% of this race left to go. We're nearly there, folks. We're nearly there before we crown a champion in our first ever GT3 league. Sorry for going quiet there, but just the drive here on the track is Rome now, starting to catch up to the good lord, to the Cuddly Koala for P5. And once again, if you are new here and you are enjoying the stream, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications for more league races like this, for commentary from yours truly. Might post more stuff here soon of me actually driving, I don't know. But don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the notifications for more stuff like this. And leave a comment as well to throw out some suggestions for what you want to see in the next league like this. Some open wheelers, some more cars like this, stock cars, who knows. I'm sure that they will look at your suggestions and they will take it into consideration. So if you could please leave a comment saying what you would like to see. Rome now got a better exit than the Cuddly Koala. Looking to the outside, can he make the move? No, he's gonna have to wait a little bit. But Koala goes wide. Rome does not go wide. Rome, I do believe, has more speed. He's right on the back end of Koala. Gets him a little loose, I do believe. To the inside now. Rome might have enough speed to make the move. I'm not sure. Heading to this wide left-hander now. Koala takes the better line. Can Rome get the better exit speed? The all-important exit speed. Once again, I would like to throw out Intersport and Cone yet to make their mandatory pit stops. Well, we're going to check on Intersport, race leader. We'll see exactly how he's doing today. He's got a 4.9 second lead over Cone Dodger. That's how his race is going. Cone Dodger goes wide. Not a big deal. We're going to go on board with Rome here, as we're going to go with the helmet cam and see what these drivers have to go through, all the spray, all the treacherous conditions that these drivers have to go through here at the difficult Nurburgring. It's hard enough, but with the rain, it just makes it so much harder. We can tell at how Rome is having to fight that car. And he gets the better exit. He's going to look for the move, and he makes the move stick. Rome, he's in P5. He's looking for that podium. He's looking at his shops. He's looking for another podium. 3 podiums in 4 races, that would be for Rome if he's able to catch up to Warrior and Daniel. It's going to be a very hard task to do. He's got to pull about 6 seconds here in these upcoming laps. Off-road adventure there for the cuddly koala, picking up a little bit of sand there through Schumacher S. Ooh, going really wide. It's Koala. Can he save it? Yes, he can. Koala just saving the BMW. Could have been a really bad moment there. So in the chat, y'all did say that y'all wanted chaos. Is this enough chaos for you? I think you're getting exactly what you asked for. Once again, I have to remind you, Intersport and Cone yet to make their mandatory pit stops. Once they pit, though, it's open season. Free should drive here on track. I do apologize for going silent there. Nothing happening on track for the time being. Except for the fact that STX Cone Dodgers closed drastically on Intersport. I think Intersport had a moment. It must have went into the grass for a little bit. Now Cone in the Bentley starting to catch up to Intersport. .6 seconds the gap from Intersport to Cone. But as all this has been happening, Daniel and Warrior have managed to close the gap to these two. I don't know if they have a big enough gap to pit and come out ahead of them. So we could have us a four-way battle for the win here. Will these two stop this time around? No, they will not. They'll hold out for just a while longer. To apologize for that noise. For the noise, that is the garage door, which is right under my feet. So I do apologize for that. So Cone now has closed the gap to about under a second now. Now it's Daniel, P3. He's closing that gap as well. He may be able to overtake either Cone or Intersport here once pit stops are cycled through. And that's... Oh no. What's happened there? An important disconnect for SS Warrior. He's disconnected from the session. Racer X is also gone. I didn't even see that happen. But we're down to only 6 cars in this field. Down to only 6. SSJ Warrior would have had a fantastic chance to win this race and was able to stay in it. And now Intersport makes his pit stop. Cone will assume the race lead. Where will Intersport come out? That is the question indeed. We watch Daniel now. Will he be able to get by Intersport? Enough time. I think the Intersport's pit stop's already over. He's still in the pits though. Daniel's coming out of the final corner now. Intersport's just crossed the limiter line, and he's clear in front of Daniel. Intersport's heading to turn 1. Here comes Daniel. He's just now heading into turn 1. Now Cone, he's going to try and expand that gap as much as he can to sweep the weekend here. As we're closing to about 3.5 laps to go here from the Nurburgring. About 6 minutes remaining. Or thereabouts in this race. Heading to the chicane. Holds his line. Very clean ex-Cone Dodger. Will he stay out this lap or will he pit? He stays out. So, it's looking like Cone Dodger might have the championship wrapped up. But I don't think he's got the race wrapped up, because he still has to pit. And he's going to have to pit this lap, I do believe. Is the gap big enough for him to come out ahead of Intersport? We're going to go on board here with Cone to see how much he has to fight this Bentley. You know the glitch he's in first gear? It does that in every car for whatever reason. So, coming to the chicane for the final time before he has to pit. I do think this is... Yes, he pulls to the pits now. Now, does he come out ahead of the McLaren of Intersport? Where is Intersport now? He's heading into the chicane. It's gonna be close. It's going to be very close indeed. So gap is messed up for whatever reason. But here he comes. Intersport coming out now. Does he beat him out? Yes, he does. He takes the lead. And now Cone Dodger has to settle for P2. Daniel down to P3. Rome P4. P5 belongs to the cuddly koala. Cuddly koala once again pitting once again. Pitting again this koala. Interesting with this much left to go. I figured he might just power through damage, but Intersport now leads. Less than a second is the gap to Cone Dodger. So Cone now is probably just going to take his leisurely time. He might just back off a little bit, not push, not risk it. Because he still wants to win this championship as they head into the chicane for the penultimate time. Intersport's still the race leader, but he's not the championship leader. Final lap this time by, 1 to go. Intersport's still leading, 2.7 seconds the gap. I do think Cone's just going to back off and let him win this race. And then he's going to be able to take home the championship with ease. Rome's in the pits now, for whatever reason. Maybe he's going for fastest lap, who knows. But Intersport now. He's done what he has to do today. He's come out and he's dominated the feature race. And he did what he had to do. but he needed more to happen. He came in today not controlling his own destiny. He needed to win this race, and he needed some unfortunate luck to happen to Cone, which Cone is in fact running P2. So nothing too bad has happened to Cone. So if everything stays how it is, Cone Dodger will be the inaugural PC2 GT3 League champion. Heading on to the run down to the chicane for the final time this evening. 2 seconds, the gap. Intersport, race leader, but not the championship leader. He's heading to the chicane for the final time. Into the chicane now. Keep it nice and tidy, don't want to risk anything. Keeps it clean out. Heading out now. He's done what he has to do, but unfortunately it wasn't enough, but nevertheless still a fantastic drive. It's going to be Intersport 37 who comes across to win the race. But it's STX Cone Dodger. He comes across the line. He is your Season 1 PC2 GT3 League Champion. Daniel goes come home P3. Rome comes home P4. Flash going to come home P5. And P6 will belong to the Cully Koala. As I would like to see some donuts here from Cone, if I'm being completely honest. I'd like to see some donuts. Let's get some post-race reactions right now. Hey Cone, you got a copy?
I got you, Cindy.
So I'm fixing to say something to you, and you're going to tell me how that sounds, okay? You are the inaugural PC2 GT3 League Champion. How does that sound to you?
I would just like to point out that this league is for fun, and it is was not for competition in any way, shape, or form.
Well, that's not what the fans wanted to hear at home. I was expecting you to be excited in some way, shape, or form, but you just gave the fans at home just really bummed them out. But seriously though, so how does it feel to be the first champion of this league?
It feels pretty good. I can't say I really came into the league considering myself a strong GT driver. Much more of a prototype guy, but as the season went on, I kind of got the hang of it. So, it feels pretty good to prove myself in other disciplines.
Yeah, man, for sure. But a fantastic season. You came home at the sprint race win today, and you came home with, most importantly, the title. So fantastic season, and hope to see you again next season in whatever cars that we're running.
Yeah, whatever we do next, I'll be there. If it's got at least 4 wheels and an engine, I'll race it.
Sounds good. So thanks for talking to us, and I would say good luck, but there's nothing to wish you good luck on. So just thanks for talking to us, I guess.
Yeah, no problem.
And congratulations on your title as well.
Thanks. I'll take some good luck for my hangover tomorrow.
All right. That was series champion Cone Dodger. So we're gonna go and have a talk with the runner-up Intersport. Hey Intersport, you got a copy? Hey man, you did what you had to do, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough. So you come home with the runner-up in the final point standing. So how do you feel? Are you heartbroken? Are you happy? What?
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. I kind of had it in my hands as far as a tie, at least, going into it, and I really made a big mistake in the first race. And anytime you have to rely on somebody else's bad luck, you're in a pretty bad situation. So I couldn't really control my own destiny. I did everything that I could. So I'm happy about that. Happy to end the season on a win, especially for the McLaren. But yeah, also pretty disappointed.
But yeah, man, a fantastic season. And also, since you are a league owner, from me and from everyone at home, I just want to say thank you for putting on such a fantastic league. There's fantastic racing week in and week out. And I want to personally thank you for giving me a job, because I know I didn't get paid, but hey, I still had fun doing it. So thank you for the opportunity that you gave me. So I am looking forward to next season and whatever cars that we drive or run, and I can't wait to broadcast it again.
Absolutely. And Sinister, I really appreciate you putting the time in to broadcast this. I think you added a lot to the series and the production value. So it was really great to have that live streamed with the commentator, and I think you did a great job, and certainly welcome you back for the next series, either racing or in the booth.
I thank you, man. It's honestly an honor. I've enjoyed it every second up here. So a fantastic season again. And I told Cone, good luck for his hangover tomorrow. I don't know if you are getting drunk as well, but I guess I'll wish you some good luck as well in case you are. But thanks for talking to us, and looking forward to next season.
Thanks again, Sinister. Appreciate it.
That was series runner-up Intersport 37. That's going to conclude the broadcast here from the Nurburgring. Cone Dodger comes home with the title, but today's winners, Cone Dodger takes home the sprint, and Intersport took home the feature today in a pair of two fantastic races. But do come back for next season. It's rumored to be a Formula C league. I'm not sure if that's what it's actually going to be or not, but do come back. Like, subscribe, and turn on some notifications for some more broadcasts like this. But for now, for the final time this season, I've been Sinister Al. Good night.